ka.
Oo. Hindi ko yan kailangan.
Yan na lang natitira.
Meron yata ako sa bahay.
Okay. Salamat ah.
Excuse me. Hindi akin yan.
Bigay po ng mama. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Ito na ang Noche Buena natin, galing Island Pacific.
Ito ba ang hinahanap mo?
Ikaw talaga.
Kahit ilang Pasko na nakaraan, gusto ko pa rin ito, queso de bola. Katulad mo, paborito natin.
Gaya ng Pasko, hindi nagsasawa ang pagmamahal ko sa iyo.
Pasko sa Island Pacific, making memories sweeter.
SoCal Filipino presents, in partnership with Island Pacific, a holiday cooking demo with Chef Carlo from Calajo Catering. Please welcome your host, Hugh Harper.
Hi everyone, I'm Hugh Harper, aka Hungry Hugh, and I'm here with Chef Carlo of Calajo Catering, and we're doing a special SoCal Filipinos holiday cooking demo. So thank you for your time. Thank you everyone for joining us, and please let us know what exactly are we making today.
Well, again, welcome everyone. I just want to give a quick thanks to Island Pacific, who provided us with the ingredients that we're going to be utilizing here for our empanada making today. So we will do Filipino empanadas, but not quite Filipino style. It's more Spanish style, more towards where I grew up more. My background's more Spanish. So again, my empanadas won't have raisins in it. So if that's a shock to everyone, I'm sorry. But yes, these empanadas won't have raisins in it. So yes.
I'm okay with that. To be honest, I'm okay with that.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
you know, let us know if you like raisins or not, because that's a hot topic. So
Exactly. So let me introduce myself again. My name is Chef Carlo with Calajo Catering. Calajo comes from the name from my wife's dialect, or her mom's dialect, which is Ibaloy. My wife is Igorot. They're from the Cordilleras of the Philippines, so they're from the mountain regions. So Calajo means to come. So it's more like come and eat. So it's like welcoming people to come in our kitchen and eat. Like we're welcoming you guys now to our kitchen, so you can enjoy our empanadas for today. So
I like that. So what made you start the catering company?
Oh, that's very good. So during the pandemic of 2020, unfortunately, my wife and we are hospitality workers. I was the chef in Santa Monica Beach Hotel. My wife was the senior catering manager at the Lux Hotel in downtown. During the quarantine and the COVID outbreak, we got laid off. So we've been planning to do a catering business, but it was like a perfect time. So, I mean, we had really nothing to lose. And we just decided to launch it during March 2020. And here we are now.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's right. Because I met you, I think, fall, winter 2020?
Yes. So fall, winter 2020,
okay.
exactly. That's where we met. Actually, we met in the Philad Market.
Yes.
Exactly. That's in downtown LA. It's in the Manila Arts District. We do pop-ups there. So we actually started out not just catering. We started first doing pop-ups. And one of our pop-up items was our empanadas. And that's what really inspired us to really start this business and really ensure that we're doing the right thing and making it our style of Filipino food.
Got it. And I know you're at the field markets, the night market,
Yes.
626 in OC.
Yes.
as well as other places that you list on your Instagram. Make sure you follow them so you can find them and also order for catering. What are some of your favorite items that you make?
Oh, well, the one great thing about us not being traditional Filipino is we think outside the box. So a lot of times, like, we also do longanisa milk buns. So I make my own homemade longanisa from ground pork and then all these spices, and I stuff it in a bun, like it's almost like a shopao. But I mean, it's our Filipino version of a longanisa milk bun.
Why haven't I tried that?
Don't worry, I got some for you tonight.
Okay.
You'll definitely try some actually.
Yeah, but you have an amazing assortment of desserts and ube,
Exactly.
which is, it's true to our hearts.
Exactly, and as you see it in the back of my shirt, it says ube is our yam. So that's how we actually started. So my wife does a lot of the baked goods, meaning the sweet stuff. So I'm the savory, she's the sweet. So we do a lot of ube ingredients as well. We do ube cheesecake bars, ube rolls, a lot of variety of ube products as well.
I like that. You guys have a very good balance, and so I'm excited.
Exactly.
I'm excited.
Thank
you.
you.
I've never made an empanada before. So.
Awesome. So this is actually a perfect place to start. And again, thank you to Island Pacific for the ingredients, and then we can definitely start how this goes. So the first thing we always do with the empanada is we want to make the filling. It's important to do the filling first, and the only reason why is we need to cool down the filling.
Okay.
You do not want to stuff a hot filling inside a dough of empanada. It's just going to fall apart. Okay. So the important thing to do first is make the filling. So what we have here is, as you can see, I don't know if you can see our up camera, we have chicken breasts, so as well here. So just plain old chicken breast, as you can see. And with this chicken breast right here, I do have some seasonings. Maybe you could season this for me. This seasoning right here, this what makes it more Spanish style empanadas. This has cumin, paprika. You can smell it. Smell it.
No, it's really pungent.
Yeah,
you can smell all of that in there.
Yes. So cumin, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, thyme, oregano, clove. Again, for me, these are the Spanish ingredients that I grew up with, and this is the way my empanadas are made, and that's what differentiates my empanadas from traditional Filipino empanadas.
Okay, so when you season it, how do you put on a little bit?
Yeah, so I love to be liberal with this because this is actually going to really flavor the chicken. So you can go ahead and sprinkle the seasoning on top. Exactly. So Hugh's going to be my sous chef for today. I'm putting him to work. So as you can see, I'm not trying to downplay his skills, but anyone can do this. Just because I am a chef doesn't mean that anyone can't do this. So that's perfect. So we'll season both sides. So that's one side. Look at that. Beautiful. Great job.
Easy.
Yeah, that's great. Exactly. So we will season the other side as well. And again, this is just chicken breast that again, Island Pacific. You get this in Island Pacific, get it in any grocery store. And again, just very simple. And again, it doesn't have to be chicken. It could be pork. It could be beef. I haven't done the seafood yet, but that would be also good, the seafood empanada. But I mean, you could use any kind of protein.
Is there any sort of advice for, obviously this is pretty lean.
Yes.
If someone uses a fattier meat, is there any advice as far as what they should do to kind of make sure it cooks correctly?
Yes. So like if you use let's say a pork product, like we're doing pork, it's okay to use the fat. What I like to do is, as you can see, when I do it through the cooking process, we're going to sear this. So when you do sear this, especially with pork, you sear it first, and if you see there's too much fat with the pork, just remove the remaining of the fat, and we could go with that. So
okay, that's good to know.
Exactly. So again, as you can see, well seasoned. Again, thank you. And again, we'll take it to the back here in the pan. So back here with the up camera. I don't know if you can see the up camera right there. If you can see us at home right there, back there. With the up camera right here, I have a hot pan already. I had it on high heat. I'm just gonna put oil. It's smoking. You can see that, nice and smoking. So with that, here I'm gonna put you to work again. You're gonna just put the chicken in there, and we're going to sear it. Yeah. Don't be scared, Hugh. I know it's going to sound like it's sizzling hot, but it's all good. We want it hot. Yeah, we want it hot. Exactly. There you go. Put it all in there. It's awesome.
Oh, it smells really good.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we want to get a nice sear in this. This is where we get the caramelization and the color for the chicken. Yeah, just put it down as best you can. Exactly. Yeah, squeeze that in. I don't think it's off yet. Exactly. Like that. Perfect. And again, we'll leave it there on the side. Put a little oil in there as well. You get the tongs right now. As you can see, it's really giving some color right there. You can see that. That's the color. That's the color that you want. You want it brown. And with a high heat, you could get that. See how you get that nice caramelization right there. And you definitely need a high heat with that. So this will cook for at least 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
What we want to do is cook it thoroughly, and we want to make sure that everything's going to cook. So once everything sears, you will get the other ingredients. So I'll show you the other ingredients, which is right here.
Just so everyone knows, the recipe will be available online. Where again? Shout it out.
SoCal Filipinos.
SoCal Filipinos. Instagram and anywhere else?
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes. Or again, if you have any questions, DM us. DM us at Calajo Catering LA, either through Facebook or even Instagram. Again, you could directly DM me. I could give you the recipe. Again, if you have any questions with the step-by-step process, you can go from there. But again, the other ingredients that we have, as you can see, we have chicken. We have chicken stock, diced potatoes, which actually my other prep cook, Loretta, was able to cut. She does great, nice skills right here. Some minced garlic, some onions, diced tomatoes, and this is frozen mixed vegetables. Again, we're making this as easy as possible. Sometimes you can't get vegetables all year round, but you could use any frozen vegetables you have. Definitely, it's easy that way. So we'll definitely check on the chicken.
Smelling really good.
Right there. See, Hugh, if you come back here, you can see that it has a nice color. From here, I'm dropping in the garlic.
Yes, we all love garlic. Right?
Yeah. Right there. The bawang, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The bawang, you know? That's what it is, the garlic right there.
I knew that word.
And then next to the onions. And again, what we're doing is we want to get that nice and wilted, sauteed together. And we're doing it all in the same pan, as you can see. This is a one-pot meal. You don't need anything else. One pot does everything. So
I actually had no idea, so that's great to know. One pot, so it makes life so much more easier.
Again, you definitely don't need too many equipment to do this. And again, we'll drop in our tomatoes.
While he's doing that, I want to say that there's a $50 gift card giveaway for Calajo Catering. And so in the comments, hashtag Calajo, and maybe you'll be selected to win. And good luck to everybody. So their stuff's really good, so you won't be disappointed.
And the last thing we're going to do is put the chicken stock. We're putting chicken stock just to cover. We're covering the chicken, as you can see. This is gonna, as the cooking term we use is braise. What the braising does is we're cooking it in a liquid, covered in liquid, and we're cooking it slowly to be able to get the juices penetrated in there and cook the chicken fully. Again, that'll take like 10 to 15 minutes.
Wow, that's really fast.
Yeah, really fast. And again, if you have my recommendation is if you have a thick cut chicken, like chicken breast here, I cut mine in half. So the process will be quicker. So unless if you don't cut in half, it might take longer. It might take another 15 minutes. So the process might take 30 to 35 minutes. To make it quicker, I cut the breast in half so it'll cook quicker. So we can actually shred it afterwards. So while that's cooking, the next thing we got to do is we got to make the dough. And
My arch nemesis.
Your arch and
Yes.
again, the one great thing about this is we're definitely going to make this easy for everyone.
On behalf of everyone.
Yeah, no problem. And again, you can do this two ways. When I make our empanadas here, I use a food processor.
Oh.
So a food processor is this equipment that you put in. It has some blades, and you could process it. I'm gonna do it in a bowl so you can see that you don't need fancy equipment to make these empanadas.
That's good because I don't have a food processor.
There you go. And again, not anyone will have that, you know.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that this is very accessible and easy for everyone. So the first thing we have is flour. This is a very simple recipe. It just calls for just very simple ingredients: flour, water, sugar, and salt. But the most important thing is butter. And I gotta say the butter is important because it's 80% of the recipe.
Okay.
So the butter is the one that's going to make this flaky. The butter is the one that's going to make this really unctuous at the end. So the important part about the butter is you got to keep it cold. So ahead of time, I cut my butter in cubes and I put in the freezer.
Who doesn't love butter?
Exactly. Who doesn't love butter at all?
I'll put it in my pastries. I'll melt it on top. I don't care. I'll drink it probably.
So as you can see here, I have cube butter. I don't know if you can see that there. So this is frozen, penny frozen. They're hard. And the reason why you want this hard is you don't want to melt it. This is the one that's going to make it flaky and rise. So the way we start this off is we get our flour, put in the bowl. You're gonna get your hands dirty with this, okay? So we're gonna do both at the same time. Again, we're here to help each other out, just show. And this is sugar and salt, and just gonna mix this together.
Gently,
yeah. You just
Beautiful.
just you know.
You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you. But this is where Hugh's gonna come in. This is the process where this is called breaking in the butter with the flour. So we're really making it almost like a sandy texture. So I'm going to show you first. You get some flour and get some butter and you break it together with your fingertips.
Oh, we're using our hands.
Yeah, use your hands. So the warmth of your hand, as you can see, I'm just breaking it apart like this.
Yeah.
The warmth of your hands is going to break it. So Hugh, if you don't mind.
I will
attempt.
attempt.
Do your best. And I'm definitely going to show you.
And I can confirm the butter is cold.
Yes, very cold and
cold.
very hard. You know, it has to be very stiff butter. Again, we don't want the butter melted. The purpose of the butter is two things: is for flavor and to ensure that it has a flaky texture. And again, of course it might be a little hard to do at first with your fingers, as you can see. I'm gonna help you.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy at first, but again, I've done this so many times, so it's not that bad. So again, as you can see, we're breaking the butter into the flour. We're just literally like crushing it together into the flour, and the warmth of your hand will melt the butter naturally, and it'll make it easier to work into the flour. And again, we're working the butter with the flour right there.
Are you classically trained? Are you self-taught?
Oh, very good question. I've been cooking in a very young age. My grandma did teach me a lot, but I am classically trained. I did go to culinary school. I did go to the Le Cordon Bleu in Pasadena. Exactly, and I've worked in many hotels and restaurants. So it's crazy because I'm not a baker. I'm not a baker. So during the pandemic, I did learn how to bake. And again, as you can see, even though I can say I'm a chef, I don't know everything. But the one thing I can say is you can learn how to do things. And it's not hard if you just have that dedication and really take the time to actually, make mistakes as well. We're not all perfect. We will make mistakes, but this is how you learn. This is how you learn the process. It's just by doing it and doing it multiple times. So.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and again, if you have kids at home, this is great. A great way to actually teach them to do it, because for me, the best way to learn is you start with cooking with your hands. You know. And right now, again, we're almost there. We're just baking up the butter right now.
Yeah, it's becoming easier as we keep doing it.
Exactly. And after we break it up, we're gonna add some water to make actually a dough.
So I have a question about the recipe.
Yeah.
Is this recipe versatile enough for other, like for a pie, or is that a different sort of recipe?
Very good question. This recipe is great for anything: hand pies, whole pies. Again, one thing I like to do is if you have like leftover apples, you know, stuff them in there, and you can make like an apple hand pie. You know, things like that. I mean, you have jams or fruits.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can make some sort of some kind of jam pie. If you have apricot, make an apricot jam pie, things like that. So I mean, you can even do like curds with it. Anything. Definitely, this is a versatile dough. You know, again, it doesn't have to be pie. It could be empanada like we're doing now. It could be savory. You know, so you could do a chicken pot pie.
Oh,
you know,
great.
things like that. So. You know,
this is a little bit of a workout, which is I missed the gym the last months, so.
Yes. So you know, during the quarantine, you know, I wasn't able to actually work out. So this was my workout every single day. You know, doing doughs. So this is great. So actually, this is great texture. So
okay.
Yeah. See, from here, this is fine. This is perfect. It's okay if there's butter chunks. You want to have these butter chunks in here. And the reason why you want these butter chunks is when it gets into the dough and it actually bakes, you want to see those chunks of butter in it, because that's the one that gives it that flakiness to the crust.
At any point, if someone's having issue, should they refrigerate it and let it reset? At what point should they do that?
Very good question. So if at any point you feel that that this dough is getting too warm, yes, put it in the fridge. You don't have to freeze it. Put it in the fridge at least for 5 more minutes. But again, the one good thing about this, if you freeze your butter ahead of time, you won't have that problem.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a trick. Freeze the butter.
Freeze the butter.
And
So you get your butter, dice it, freeze it, and then from there you won't have that problem when you're working with this dough.
I think the issue I had when I used dough or tried to make dough unsuccessfully was I used refrigerated butter, so it wasn't frozen.
There you go.
And everything went south. So.
There you see, and again, that can happen. That definitely can happen. So, Hugh, can you do a favor? Can you dump the water in there? Maybe do half of that water right there. There you go.
I guess that's half.
Yeah, it's half. Perfect. No, it's perfect. As you can see here, as I'm mixing it, it's already forming a dough with my hands. And don't be afraid to get messy. You know, this is part of cooking. You know, part of cooking is really, feeling what you're doing, because this is where you understand when you're doing it right and when you're doing it wrong. The only way to do is really get in touch with your food, and for me, really is doing it with your hands. So, you know, working the dough. As you can see now it's forming a dough. So the way we know it's done is if I can clump it together and it sticks. But as you can see, it's not sticking yet. So we will probably put the rest of the water in here, so you can dump it in there.
And what happens if the dough is too wet?
Very good question. Again,
all of it?
Yeah, dump all of it. Yeah, and again, we'll dump all of it just to show if it gets too wet, we can get there to that point. So as you can see, he dumped all that water in, and as you can see, it is getting wet. If it does get too wet at any point, you could sprinkle in a little bit more flour. Again, and you do it just a little bit at a time, just to get it to a consistency where you want to get it.
Got it.
Exactly. So, as you can see,
it's looking like dough.
Yeah, it's looking like dough, right? Exactly. And again, look at it; it's sticking in my hand. You know, I got a dough hand, but you know, this is the way it goes. But it's getting there. Now, I'm able to clump it up together and form a dough. And again, we'll just continue working this until it gets to that point.
Is this recipe something that you grew up with, or did you come up with it?
Mm.
Is this like a holiday, like Christmas time sort of recipe, that you would enjoy with your family? Like,
Very good
what's the
question.
background behind the recipe?
So the background behind this recipe is the filling is definitely my style. It's more the Spanish style, right? So the filling comes with that. The dough is actually my wife's recipe. When we started doing this, actually I tweaked it a little bit, but I tweaked it just for the empanada part of it. The reason why I make this kind of dough is because I wanted it to be different. I didn't really prefer the Filipino dough that's too tough. I like a dough that's nice and flaky, a dough that's really able to have flavor with it. Because again, for me, the dough is also the main component. It's not just the filling; it's the dough as well. Exactly. As you can see, it's becoming a dough.
And just curious, once the dough is made,
Yes.
Does it have to be rolled out immediately? Can it sit out?
Very good
Should it be
question.
refrigerated?
So this dough right now needs to be rested.
Oh.
The best way to rest it is in the fridge. You have to rest it for at least 30 minutes in the fridge. And then what I'll do is here, it is a little wet, as you can see. So I'm going to show, can you open this for me?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to sprinkle in just a little bit of flour. So I'm going to work flour in. And if ever you get like sticky stuff in your hands, the best way to get it out is you put flour. And it'll just definitely,
right off.
Here comes right out. See, like that, just like that.
I like these little nuggets of light.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You know,
thank you.
Yeah, and again, it's time. This is time and experience. So as you see, look, I'm cleaning my hands with just flour. So this is definitely a good way. And again, like that's great. These are great questions. As you can see, sometimes when you do things, your dough won't be perfect, but now it's coming together properly. See, now it's coming together.
Pretty
See,
good.
now it's coming together right here. And again, what we'll do is we'll set this aside, wrap it up, and we'll put it in the fridge.
I'm actually really happy I helped with this, although I just broke up the butter. I was actually looking for a dough recipe because I want to make an apple pie.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've been on the hunt for a easy dough recipe, but it's hard to find one that's I guess straightforward and easy. Maybe it's just really scary to me, but that was really simple.
Yes.
So I think everyone else can do it with
Yes.
pretty much
Yeah.
with ease.
Yes, and as you can see, not too many ingredients and not too many equipment. I mean, you don't need a food processor. You don't need a mixer, some sort of food processor. You don't need all those. You can just simply do it with your hands, a bowl, anything that you have in hand. And again, even with our filling as well, if you have leftovers, it doesn't have to be cooking from scratch. If you have maybe leftover adobo, leftover, anything, pork or ground beef, you can definitely fill it into the empanada. And
Did I hear kare also?
correct. Oh, I haven't had correct empanada, so that'll be
What
good.
about caldereta?
Oh, that'd be great. Caldereta as well. Hey, exactly. Hey, comment down below what empanadas we can do. So again, we made this ahead of time. Again, just for the sake of time, this has been resting in the fridge for at least 20-30 minutes. And from this point, we're going to weigh it out and ball it. But what we'll do is we're going to check on the filling also as well. So
Gotta see how the chicken's cooking.
exactly, chicken is cooking.
It smells really good, by the way. I wish you could actually smell all that flavor.
Exactly.
That, I don't know, that mixture of seasoning was chef's kiss.
See, as you can see here, this is pretty much cooked already. Right there.
Wow.
And then what we'll do is, the last thing we'll do is we'll put the potatoes in.
Potatoes, my favorite
Yeah,
vegetable.
potatoes. And then we'll cook this down. And as soon as it's cooked down, as soon as the potatoes get cooked as well, this will take another 5 minutes. We'll put the mixed vegetables in. And after that, we'll definitely cool it down. While that's going on again, we'll focus on the dough. So as you can see, we have our dough made already.
Now, is a scale required? Or
And again, that's a good question too.
Okay.
The way I bake and the way of consistency's sake is I like to scale things.
Okay.
So I measure things out. So again, when you get the recipe for this empanada, it's going to be by weight.
Okay.
Everything by weight, everything by units. And again, the way I like to do consistency, especially like in our business, is this is how we understand how we make everything consistent.
Yeah.
Weight wise, things like that. So the way I weigh it is we do 2-ounce balls. So just for the sake of time, we're going to do six of these. So if you don't mind, we're going to do 2 ounces. So just wait. 2.9.
So close.
So close. So again, we're going to get 2 ounces.
2.1.
Okay, 2.1. You know, we'll go that. And then we're going to have Hugh do this. So again, weigh it out. This is 2 ounces, and you make it a ball. And as you work with the dough, you're going to see how cold it is, and this is how cold we want the dough. So Hugh's going to do that. So 2-ounce balls, just like that.
Show this.
Exactly.
This looks so perfect.
So go ahead, Hugh. 2-ounce balls.
2 ounces.
Exactly. While I check on this building.
Let's see if I can do this.
Exactly.
2 ounces.
Oh, 1.7. Okay, you just add a little bit more. Exactly. Add a little bit more. Exactly. Yes, look at that. And rolling your hands. Rolling your hands. Exactly. And again, it's important to have this dough very cold, because after this step, we're going to roll it out, and we need this dough as cold as possible. And then when you're working with this dough and you feel it's too warm, again, put it in the fridge for another maybe 2-3 minutes, and then from there you can work with it again. So yeah, let's see. 1.2, not bad. 1.8. Okay. Just a little more. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna see if this is 2 right here. Let's see. This is 2 ounces. Oh, close. 2.1. Okay. Not bad. So right now, see, we have 4. We're gonna do 6. We're gonna do half a dozen here. And again, this dough makes over a dozen empanadas. Great job. Look at that. Great job. So exactly. Right there. Exactly. That's 3. That's 4. Let's get 2 more here.
Okay, let's see.
Aha! Short. Just short by 0.1.
Getting better.
Exactly. Right there. 0.2. Perfect. Let's see, that's 2 right there. Oh, just short. Anyway, so 2-ounce balls. And we're setting them aside. And then, there you go. Great job. And again, just to save time, we had the filling made ahead of time. You can see this. Again, it's chicken. It's just what we do is once the chicken's cooked, we shred it. We get it in bowls, we shred it. As you can see, you see the potatoes. We throw the mixed vegetables as soon as the potatoes are cooked. And then with the sauce, you reduce it, and then you just put it in with the sauce as well, and you get this mixture right here. So it's shredded chicken, the mixed vegetables, the potatoes, the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic. So you get all this. So now what we'll do is we're gonna roll these up, and you're gonna help me with this, okay?
Yes.
Well, 2 equipment things that you need here, okay? Rolling pin. Very important. Doesn't matter. Let's say you don't have a rolling pin. I seen people use wine bottles. I seen people use some sort of like spray bottles. Just make sure it's clean and washed. Before you do it. Clean. Just don't use that the hairspray bottle you get from the bathroom and start rolling these empanadas. No. You don't do that. Okay. And then again, a fork. This fork we're gonna crimp it this way. So this is how we're gonna crimp it. Again, I'll show you 2 methods of doing it. You could either crimp it or fold it. But I like the crimp method because it does leave a nice kind of decoration or pattern with it. So we'll go with that.
How to make it look professional.
Exactly. And flour. So we have flour here. So the way I like our flour here is I'm using we call this bench flour because we want to put it on the table that we're using at. Especially with this dough, it is sticky. The flour acts as a lubricant, or it actually makes it looser on the bench. So I'm just sprinkling some bench flour here. as you can see. And then with the dough, I'm rolling it in the flour as well. So I'm going to do one, and then Hugh's going to do another, okay? And again, just to show you, again, I've made many empanadas in my time, but again, I'm just showing you that this is easy to do. This is not, this is nothing, no secrets, nothing mystery. I mean, it's very simple to do, and anyone can do this. So the reason why I roll in the ball is it's so much easier to make it flatter. So the way I address it is, I don't know if you could see it here on top here. I'm going to move my camera. I don't know if you can see my hand here, right here. There's the dough right here. Move this camera here. There you go. There you go. Okay. So the reason why I do this, I can press it down. And I want to make it round. As you can see. I'm trying to make it round, okay? I'm just pressing it. I'm not rolling it yet.
Circle is the goal.
Circle is the goal. you know, so the best circle possible, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. So from here, I'm going to do one roll. Quarter turn, another roll, quarter turn, another roll, quarter turn, another roll. As you can see, as I'm rolling it, I'm pushing the dough forward, and this is how I'm stretching the dough. So from end to end, I'm stretching the dough. Like that. And then again, I always have flour on the bottom so it's not sticking. And then you can push, turn, push, turn, push, turn, push, turn, push. I know I make it look easy. Again, I've been doing I've rolled many empanadas, but again, take your time with this. You don't have to rush this process. Again, this is a lengthy process as well. This takes practice. Again, as you can see, it's stuck to my rolling pin. Flour your rolling pin. So there's flour in there, and you can roll it. As you can see, I'm stretching it out. And I'm getting a pretty good circle.
What sort of size do we want?
That's a good question.
Speaking?
So since it's a 2-ounce ball, what I want to do is get the dough to at least an 1/8-inch thick. And I'm going to show you as big as one. This is as big as I want it. So it's bigger than my hand. I have big hands, by the way, but it's bigger than my hand because this is how we're going to stuff it with the filling, okay? So with this right now, as you can see, it's a nice, perfect rolled out flat ball. I'm going to get a tablespoon. And you roll a tablespoon. And put two tablespoons of filling, you know? Try not to overfill your empanada. And you can overfill an empanada and it will break. So the way I address this is I put it on one side. So it's on one side of the dough, as you can see. So if you see the up camera, one side is empty and one has the filling.
Yep.
And this is where I fold. Now it's looking at empanada, right?
Oh, wow.
And I'm pressing the dough together.
Okay.
And from here, as it's pressed, there's two ways you could do this. You could do the fold method. You could have the fancy fold, things like that. You kind of have it like that. But I like to do it both times. So I fold it like this. So it's like folded and crimped. Mm-hmm. Flip it over. I get a fork. I put it in the flour, and I do this nice fancy crimp.
Wow.
Just like that.
To me, that looked too easy.
And again, it takes practice, and I like to do this because for me it looks like the Filipino sun.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of have that nice crimp right there. And then again, if you have a sheet pan, line it with parchment, and you line it up there. So that's our first one. So here now, Hugh's gonna do the second one. Okay, okay.
Yay.
So let's get some bench flour on there. Yeah, go ahead, Hugh. As much flour as you want. Exactly. And then roll your ball into the flour in here, in this flour right there. Exactly. And the reason why I like to do that is I like to get the flour on the ball exactly on there. And now you're gonna flatten it. So you're gonna flatten it. So it's a nice circle. You definitely want a nice circle. Perfect. And then you can turn it. Good. Yeah, turn it. Good. There you go. Perfect. Look at that. See, he's getting it flat. And at this point, if you feel that you want to roll it out, you can roll it out. So you could start at one end, And then exactly. And turn it over. There you go. See how it maintains the shape because you're able to flatten it completely. It maintains its roundness like that. And every time you turn it a quarter turn because you kind of want to shape it that way. Look at that. Great job, Hugh. Look at that. I don't know if you can see in the up camera. He's doing a great job right now. So what we want to do, again, our goal here is to get it as flat as 1/8 thick, inch thick. And then probably as big as our hand. That's, again, depending how big your hand is. But I like to get it as, 1/8 inch thick, maybe around 4 inches wide, Almost there. Great job.
It's starting to look like a rectangle.
It's okay. And again, it's okay if it looks like a rectangle because at the end of the day is I'll show you how to assess it and I'll show you how to see where your folds can actually occur.
Okay.
Exactly.
Where do you recommend I
roll? So for example, like it's square now, right? So you can see where you can push it more where you can make it round like that. And
see, I want everyone to know I did that as a test.
Yeah, see, and now
it's for your benefit.
Yeah, and again, as you can see, you just make it as round as possible as you can. This is perfect. It's perfect. Look at that, Hugh. Great job.
Wow,
look at that.
You saved it.
Okay, so again, stuffing now. We're gonna do one side, 2 tablespoons, and then put it on one side of the place you want to put it in.
Is it possible to make the stuffing and then save it for a later time?
Oh, great question.
How do you keep it from drying out?
Great question. Okay, so you can definitely do everything in advance. Okay, so for example, the dough, you make the dough, make the balls, freeze them. So you could freeze the balls and make them in a different day. Perfect. And just press it down.
At this point, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, you fold it. Perfect. It's perfect. No, you're great. And just press down the dough like that. See how it joins like that, and then lift it up, and then you can fold it like that. Okay.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Fold it like that. Exactly. Make the folds. And so fold it down. Yeah, you fold it down like this. So you're like tucking it in. Exactly. Tuck it in. You can fold it so it kind of has a flap, like that kind of flap though in the back, and then from there you could crimp it. You can put it down and then crimp it with the fork. There you go. Look at that. And then dip in the flour so it doesn't stick on the dough. See how it sticks on the dough sometimes? Yeah. That's you dip in the flour. Look at that, his first empanada, guys.
First empanada.
Awesome. And again, like I was saying, you could do this all ahead of time. So look at that. Look at that. That's great. Great job. Homemade. That's great job. Great job. No, great job, Hugh. So another one. We'll do another one. Go ahead, Hugh. The second one.
Oh, another one.
Exactly. So we're definitely going to try to make all 6 of these. Again, we could make this all ahead of time. You can make the dough ahead of time, freeze it, and then you could store this. Like I did here is I made the filling. And I stored it in an airtight container. So it could be in a Tupperware, but keep in the fridge. It'll keep in the fridge for about a week, 5 days. But if you want to utilize it even more, you could try to freeze it. But just be aware, if you freeze it, you will definitely draw out a lot of moisture out of it. So it might end up dry. So my recommendation is if you want to do the filling, do it where you have 5 days out and you could actually use it. Or do it all at once, and then as soon as all the empanadas are made, freeze all those empanadas. Freeze it in the sheet pan, and as soon as the empanadas are frozen, put it in a Ziploc bag, and you could label it, freeze it, and it keeps for 6 months in your freezer.
Oh, wow.
And then whenever you're ready, you could throw it in the oven. Air fry it as well. It's there's those new air fryers out there. And you cook it, and it's going to be great anytime you need it as a snack. If you need a meal, definitely. So as you can see, you're doing a great job, Hugh. Again, it's not perfect, but again,
it's not perfect.
But again,
just kidding.
but again, this is where you can see this is really handmade. This is all handmade, and again, this is practice. All of it is practice. So. You see, it's like you see, it's not perfect. It's okay. I like that. I like
it's
it.
Starting to look like a Mario character.
But that's fine. No, see, great job. Okay, let's see if I can
salvage him.
Yeah, no, but he's good. So as you can see, again, let's say it's like this. Now you assess, where can I put the filling? So this is as best, so you can put the filling here and you can fold it here.
Okay.
You see? So when I say like this is, you can see it's not perfectly brown, but you can see exactly where you can put the filling and where you can fold it in. Maybe we'll just do 3, and then from there we'll bake it off and then go from there.
Good amount?
Yeah, great amount.
See, I would be the person to overstuff it. There's not enough in here. Need more.
There you go. And then push it down.
Gotta close it up.
Yeah, close it up. Exactly.
Okay. Tuck under.
Yeah, tuck under. Great job. There you go. Tuck it under as best you can. Exactly. And again, the reason why I took it under is you do seal out, you seal up the ingredients inside, and it keeps it nice and tight in there. And then when you crimp it, it presses down the dough, so it really seals it properly. And again, for me, the best one is the fork crimping, because you're forcing the dough together, so it really crimps it properly. So
Got it.
great job! Look at that. Great job. I'm gonna
Be an empanada expert after this. I'm gonna open my catering company. Watch out.
That's great job. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Look at those 3 beautiful empanadas right there, guys. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. And then from here, again, you can do one of 2 things. You can put them in the fridge, and then when you put in the fridge, cool it down, and then bake it, or we could bake it right now. Actually, 3 things, and or you could freeze it and then store it, and then we can do that. But right now, what we'll do is we're going to bake it. So at this point, since the dough is still cold, and it's perfectly nice and cool dough, because it was very easy to work with.
Yeah,
correct?
very easy.
Once the dough is too soft and it's harder to push through, then that the butter has melted, and you want to put it back in the fridge and make it more firmer. So at this point, we'll bake it. So this step you don't have to do. I'm gonna move this flour aside.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the difference between when you're baking it and frying it? In terms of like maybe the timing.
Okay, great question. This type of empanada is not a frying empanada. And the reason why is we put tons of butter in here, so you don't need that frying process.
Okay.
Because what's going to end up happening is the butter in itself will actually make it crispy and crusty already because of the butter process. So this is optional, but I do it because you get a nice sheen. Is egg wash it. So this is just a beaten egg. And then you get a pastry brush, and all you do is get the beaten egg and put it on your empanadas like that. Look at that. That's great. These are great empanadas. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. This is really good.
I'm more than impressed.
You're shocked. Well, I mean, just ask you, was that difficult?
No, it actually wasn't, which makes me happy, because I want to do this recipe again in the future.
Yeah, and again, at any time you do this and you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Especially here, we're at Calajo Catering LA. You can DM us at Instagram or Facebook. Ask questions. It may not be empanada questions. It'll be food-related questions. I'm definitely open to that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this in the oven. So I'm going to take my camera, and you can see. So the way I set up my oven here is I have it at 400 degrees at a convection bake. And then we're going to bake this off for 30 minutes. And then we're going to bake it for 30 minutes, 400 degrees. And of course, by the magic of television, let me clean up really quick. We do have some ready, so you can see how they look like. So again.
Can't wait. And we do have a question from Facebook. Someone
Okay, please,
asked,
please do.
I think they asked me if I'm vegetarian. Am I vegetarian? No, I am not. I like meat, fish, and I probably don't eat enough vegetables if I'm being honest. That's probably saying too much. If it's green, I probably don't eat it unless it's like pandan.
That's so funny. So and again, this is a great way to sneak vegetables for your kids. You know, you put it in the empanada. You know, I mean,
Make it fun.
you make it fun. So
There you
you
go.
know, so here we did some ahead.
Wow.
You can see that.
Oh wow.
As you can see, the egg wash. That's the egg wash right there on top. And you can see that. Baked for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. If you definitely want to try one, Hugh, I'll get you a plate here.
And while you grab the plate, plate's here.
Exactly.
Reminder to everybody: there's a $50 gift card giveaway. Make sure you hashtag Calajo in the comments, and you do want to win because their stuff is amazing. And trust me, there's so many things that you can get that it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. And as you can see, these empanadas here, I don't know if you see the up camera. Again, with the crimp, you get to see that crimp. You get to see the details of it right here. And again, this is the egg wash. It makes a nice sheen. And you bake it golden brown. So this is exactly how it should look like. So I'm going to cut one open for Hugh. Yeah, look at that.
Show the inside.
Yeah, show the inside right there. Flaky. As you can see how flaky the crust is.
Yeah.
You know. Cheers, Hugh.
Cheers. This is literally fresh out of the oven.
Hot. Be careful. Dude, it's hot.
It's very hot.
Mm.
I'm gonna wait like a minute. How are you eating? Oh,
Oh.
you're a chef, so
Uh-huh.
you're used to that.
But wow, very good. The one thing that really I love about empanadas is the crust itself. It's the flakiness of the crust. You can't miss that. So.
I like the filling a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's very hearty. I know some places where you get empanadas, the filling just kind of turns to mush, and you don't really have any. You can't taste the potato. It just tastes like one flavor. But because everything is so packed, you can literally taste everything. And so I think that's a huge. Plus the crust. I'm a crust person. I get pizza. I love crust, and so this is as flaky as it can get.
Yes. And again, the utilization of this crust is great. You can make it sweet. You can make it savory as we did. But again, make it into a pie. Make it into anything you want. This is a very utilized crust you could use for anything. So again, if you have any questions, definitely you could definitely shoot us in questions. But these are empanadas. Again, if you want to order these and you don't want to make them yourself, you can always order them from us and Calajo Catering. Our website's calajolaA.com. Or you could, again, DM us and Calajo Catering LA, Instagram, Facebook, even LinkedIn as well. So,
After I know there's chicken in this.
Yeah.
What's your other favorite types of empanada fillings?
my favorite is pork. I'm a pork person. So I love to do the same thing we did with the chicken. Cook down the pork, shred it again, and then put in the potatoes and the vegetables also. Again, we do upwards to pork, to chicken, to beef empanadas here. So.
Okay. And I know you mentioned seafood.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Have you done that before?
I have not done it.
So what would you attempt to do for
If
a
I was-
seafood empanada?
If I was to do a seafood empanada, I would do either a shrimp or lobster empanada.
Oh.
Like I would love to do a summer empanada, a corn lobster, empanada, and almost like a lobster Newburg. A Newburg is like this cream sauce that's made with the lobster shell, so it's almost like a lobster bisque type thing. So those are things that come to my mind every single time.
When you test that, you let me know.
Of course.
You had me at lobster, so I was like, okay, I'm good.
Awesome. Yes. So again, if you have any questions, and any concerns about this recipe, you could definitely find us. Again, tag us in Calajo Catering LA. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to do this with you guys. If again, we do have giveaways as well. We're giving away shirts. We're giving away our $50 gift cards. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.
All right, so thank you everybody for joining us. Again, $50 gift card giveaway, t-shirt, hashtag Calajo in the comments, and make sure to give them a follow so you know where to find them and how to contact them. Thank you to Island Pacific. Thank you to SoCal Filipinos for hosting this. So we have this holiday special cooking demo with all these empanadas that I got to experience. And thank you for your time and for sharing your knowledge.
Thank you. And again, if you want to see more content like these, just let us know. I mean, we're always open to posting more cooking demos. I mean, may not be empanadas, but anything as well. But I thank Hugh. I thank SoCal Pinoy Group. I thank Island Pacific for helping sponsor all this. It's been fun. It's been great. But we'll definitely see you next time. Thank you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, guys. Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.